Hello my friends and welcome to the I think this is July festival, the monster type festival. I'm gonna be going over the loner decks. Since it hasn't begun yet, but I'm gonna get those out of the way. Also, I'm sorry that I didn't get the Friday video out. I was a little busy that day, so please forgive me. Anyway, also please like, share, and subscribe, considering the notification bell for regular content, and be sure to select the what you want to be notified of if it matters to you. You can select it to all if you don't mind being notified of all my pretty much masterful content right now, and you can always change it later. You can also select the balance, select personalize if you do care a little bit more and you only want to be notified of the masterful content, which I mean masterful content I say right now since that's what I'm putting out, that you do like the most. Like if you don't only like my let's plays, which I will get to those again eventually. I only have like 3 or 4 more episodes for the selection pack. I mean not the SP deck overviews, those SP deck challenge overviews. So I will get back to that eventually. So don't worry about that. Also, you can select the bell and be notified of none of my videos if you're simply subscribing to help me out, which is totally fine. I mean, maybe like you heard about it from a friend and you're just a nice person who wanted to help me out, or you're just doing it because your friend told you to do it. Either way, I hope that you stay subscribed at least until I have a lot of subscribers. Then maybe at that point it really doesn't matter if you stay subscribed, but maybe like wait until I get to like where I can start monetizing. I'm not sure if I will get to that point. Not really too worried if I do, but hey, it would be cool. So, and I am planning to do something maybe special for like 100 subscribers once I hit that mark. Anyway, so yeah, let's look at the monster type festival and I'll go over the other news, but this is the most important one since this is the one I'm going to be looking at today in more depth pretty soon. But yeah, it just like tells you a little bit about it. At first I thought that this was only monsters, but no, it's just like it's a festival where you can only use certain types. So spells and traps still allowed. The monsters do have to be of the fairy or fiend type though, or both. I mean, you can like definitely mix and match if you wanted to. Anyway, so yeah, so this is how long the event's going for. It's a little while, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I should definitely be able to cover this in the time it lasts. Like definitely plan to do another video on Friday. So that's good. There's a little bit about the medals. I think it's pretty much the same though, so not too much there. Like of course, as always, you get 500 for winning and you get 50 for losing. I'm not sure if it's still 50 if you draw. I've never drawn. So, yeah. I would be curious, though. I think it would still be 50, though. Which would kind of stink, because drawing is actually kind of difficult. So maybe they should give you a little bit more for drawing. Because it is a lot easier to lose than to draw. Actually, that's a pretty cool mate right there. I didn't realize that DD Ghost had, like, a cat-like thing in it. And like the way it moves, it kind of makes it look like the cat's moving too. Like, is the cat moving its head? I don't think so, but the crystal I think is the only thing that's moving. But I don't think the cat's actually moving, but the way the crystal moves makes it seem like it is. I don't think the cat actually is though. I think it's just the crystal. That's actually really cool. That's actually really cool. Probably still not gonna use it, but I never realized, and I think that's really cool. Like now that I see it, and then yeah, you get the title for getting to the highest. Yeah, and the mate's pretty easy. Like but yeah, if you want that tile, you do have to go up quite a bit. I don't think I got the tile for the last event, so that's a shame. But I got all the important stuff, all the stuff that I did want to get. And of course, the Forbidden Limitless, I'll also go over in a little bit. Try not to spend too much time on that. Oh yeah, and then the version update. I think, oh yeah, I do. There was a mandatory update, but I don't think it really changed that much. I think it's really only a few bugs. So, display of related cards on the card details screen. That's cool. Yeah, Duel Live, I noticed that they, like, I wanted to show off a little bit of Duel Live. Yeah, apparently you can autoplay now. That's pretty cool. But you still only have to watch one. But it's kind of cool because now you get to choose. So instead of just getting a random one, you get to choose. So like if you have a particular deck you want to see in mind, or a particular group of decks, like, then like maybe it'll be on the selection. I mean, it's still not like every single duel. Like you get a selection of 3, but that's still like better than was. And you can also choose between ranked or casual. I think you should be able to get rewarded no matter if you view a ranked duel or a casual duel though. Yeah, so, and then the selection pack, this introduces more Labyrinth cards as well as Trap Tricks. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess I could play Trap Tricks. I'm not sure how many Trap Tricks monsters I have. Maybe I could, like, play something from one of the structure decks, and that might not be so bad. Because I don't know what I could exactly play, because I'm missing a lot of cards. But maybe there's, like, a Fiend or Fairy structure deck that you could actually use. And that might be more worth it, since that would only be, like, 1,500 gems for 3 of the structure deck. Yeah, maybe I'll try that, if I can't think of a better deck. Which I think I might, because I don't really have a lot of, like, good, I don't think, Fiends or Fairy decks. But yeah, here's some of the recommended cards. Of course, they introduce more Generator support, Dark World support. This one's a really good one. Main reason why that one Dark World guy that like discards stuff from the opponent's hand had to be banned, because this makes it really easy to pull off the stronger abilities of the Dark Worlds, which is still really cool because you have a lot of strong abilities that could activate when they're discarded by quote-unquote an opponent's effect. And this one's pretty cool, letting you like turn normal traps into your graveyard into destruction. Though you do banish them, so it might be a little bit harder to bring them out again. But for a lot of your banished cards, that's probably fine. It just banishes traps, so that's generally not as big of a deal. Maybe don't banish your trap holes though, I don't know. Yeah, and then of course there's the selection pack for the Labyrinth. I think I'm gonna open one of these at the end, see what I can get, because you do get one free opening. And what's cool about having it be a free opening this way is as long as you can like do the free opening before it goes away, you don't even have to like craft something to get it. So it's just there. So that's pretty cool. And I believe that counts as a free opening, so if you did craft something later on and it came back for you, I don't think you get another free opening. But I think if you do miss out and you later craft something, I think you still get a free opening. I mean, no, you still would get a free opening. You should. But I think, like, if you get to it, it just replaces it. So yeah, I mean, you could try crafting it, but then you might just be, like, wasting CP. But yeah, someone can let me know if that's how it works, but I believe that is. And then new accessories. I don't really care too much about these. Yeah, I'm not really planning to play trap tricks unless maybe in the event, but I don't think they have a structure deck, so probably not. Yeah, there's a Dark World sleeve. There's a Lady Labyrinth icon. And once again, another one of those moving icon frames. So those are usually pretty cool. And then new mate space. I don't think they come out with these very much. But this might actually be pretty cool for my Totally Awesome to stand on. Because then it kind of makes more of a like since I'm combining the sprites with these frogs. Unfortunately, I can't play Totally Awesome, but that using the mate is the next best thing. So yeah, I might just do that since I kind of am just basically combining frogs with the sprites anyway. So that would be kind of like a relatable thing. And then pre-release cards. I don't understand what this means. Oh, okay. So what this I think what this means is that cards that were like before only available through like structure decks, like the Heat Soul from the Salamangreat structure deck, like they'll now be slowly added eventually to the master packs. And what that also should mean is that you should also be able to, yeah, now you can craft these as well. But still, like if you're still interested, might as well just get them from the structure deck itself. But I guess like if you were only interested in those for whatever reason and none of the other cards, well, now you can just craft them. So I guess that's pretty cool. But yeah, probably it's generally a bad idea to just get them from the structure decks, because I think like generally like the cards that like that will only that will only able to be gotten through a structure decks, usually it's because they're kind of like only good inside that strategy. So that's why I think like there's probably no reason why you really need to like craft it or try to open it from a master pack, because if you need that specific card, you're probably going for the structure deck anyway. And I think it's actually a good thing that I believe they only, I mean, I could be wrong, maybe like a few cards were actually good outside of just that strategy, but I think for the most part I'm right. But I mean, I guess if there's like any cards that you don't want to have to open a structure deck for, now you can just craft them. Yeah, and a few maintenance, don't really care too much. A few issues, apparently there was an issue with one of the new cards that I don't really play. Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. I kind of play this, so that's cool. I mean, issues fixed, and now it works as intended. That's always good. Holatea now works as intended. Or hopefully, that's the goal anyway. Okay, let's get into the monster type festival now, though. So yeah, once again, it's fairies and angels. So a lot of the banned cards will be monster types that aren't fairy or fiend. That's what I meant to say, not fairy and angel. There is no angel. But a lot of fairies look like angels. Sort of. Anyway, here's the rewards list. It's like the only like main differences is really gonna be the mate and the festival ticket. Besides that, like pretty much always the same. Yeah, see, I was trying to build a labyrinth, but I'm missing quite a few labyrinth cards. So I think I'll look into structure deck. I might show that off if I have time. But first I want to go through the main loner decks, and maybe I can get some ideas from them. Yeah, and then collecting medals. Yeah, I already read a lot of these. Yeah, like Fey and Fiend types monsters only. Yeah, so Forbidden Limitless. I'm just gonna try to be quick about this. So yeah, of course, Eldritch is a zombie, so he's not allowed. A lot of these aren't. Yeah, like monsters, it's pretty much obvious why they're not allowed. There might be a few fairies and fiends in here that aren't allowed because they're just really powerful. But I think for the most part, a lot of fairies and fiends are. And actually, there's quite a few spellcasters that also kind of look like angels too, so. Anyway, yes, I don't think I really need to explain much about the monsters unless it's like unless I know it says like a fairy and fiend in here. And then I can give my thoughts on why that might have been banned. But yeah, it seems like it's actually quite a bit. Actually, here's what I can do. I forgot I can just do it this way. I'll see if there's any fairies and fiends that have been banned. Yeah, there we go. That makes it easier. Yeah, they just don't want burn. That's why that's banned. Yada Grasso. I mean, that could really probably be unbanned. But I guess Macedol didn't get the memo yet. Giant Kazaki, yeah, self-burn. Yeah, Dark Worlds. See, Silver's also banned here as well. Because, like, yeah, like. It's really cool that it's, like, 2. Like, that's actually pretty powerful. And bannies, they don't like that you can't special summon. And same with the bear statues. Apparently not all... It's only 2? I guess all the other bear statues must not be Fey or Fiend. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. So all the bear statues are banned for one reason or another. Grinder Golem, yeah, of course that's really good with link summoning since you just give yourself 2 tokens. Archlord, yeah, like that's another special summon lock, Locking out your opponent, they don't really want that. That kind of like defeats some of the fun of the event. So I can agree with that. And then Mermaid, yeah, like I don't know. But like it can be banned. It's probably because of Orcus. Even though Orcus are banned anyway in this event. But still. Yeah, limited. Herald. Yeah, like a little bit less power to the Shizus. Even though I don't know if the I'm not actually I don't know if Telements are actually are Telements fairies or fiends? I don't think they are. I don't know. Anyway, and also DDD. He might have already been limited. It's probably not the... I don't know why he's limited. And then semi-limited, yeah, a little bit less powerful to Drytron, even though I think they're machines anyway, but that's probably already been semi-limited, so they didn't really care to change it. And then Alaba. Alaba semi-limited. He might have already been semi-limited though. Yeah. Okay, so for the most part, I think like there's a lot of things not off the table of like the Fairy and Fiend variety. Probably because a lot of the strong cards aren't Fairies and Fiends anyway, so like I mean, wait. Oh wait, I didn't look at what traps and spells have been banned. I should look at that. Wait, so oh yes, yeah, I didn't look at all the spells and traps either. So yeah. A lot of the same as like how it is normally. I think a lot of these are the same. Maybe the Dogmatica wasn't the same. You can still play Punishment with Natis though, since she is a fiend. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, a few of the Sky Striker cards were limited, but you can't play the main monsters because like, and you can't even play the links. So a Sky Striker deck would be pretty bad. Same goes with Floowandereeze. But yeah, I'm gonna look at the spells and traps here. Yeah, bad reactions unfortunately banned. Though I think the Nurse Reficule might not be. So maybe you could still kind of run that instead of bad reaction. And play like a Nurse Burn deck without the bad reaction. What else? I guess, yeah, DNA surgery, it would kind of mess up the whole point of the event. Since, like, they want people sticking with fairies and fiends. You can't just change up the type. Yeah, Terraforming was already banned already. Necro Valley, because that's an annoying card. Kaiser is also a pretty annoying card. I mean, a lot of these, like, hamper both players of the opponent in some way or another. And a lot of these would kind of add a little less fun to the event. Like Eradicator, getting rid of all your opponent's spells and traps can be really devastating for them. Spellbound. Yeah, they just don't want to like cards that like hamper the opponent, that could hamper them like too much. Popper Up is banned. This could be a pretty good draw card, but unfortunately it's banned because like too many people are using it for the like losing a bunch of life points. So that's kind of unfortunate. And of course some burn and stuff. Making it annoying for your opponent by giving them tokens. I don't know. Yeah, and of course some of the floodgates as well. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. If you need more in depth, you can always take a look at it yourself, and maybe if you have any questions about why a card's been banned or hidden some other way, like you can like feel free to leave your questions in the comments. But I don't want to spend too much time because I want to get to these loan decks. I think I have about like 35 minutes left. So maybe I can get through one or maybe the first two today. What is it? Nah, I probably should try to get through all three. So I'm just probably gonna like try to hurry. Here's the first one. It's called Infinite Machine Angel. And the deck description reads: a fairy type deck based around Cyber Angel ritual monsters with powerful effects. First, use cards such as Preparation of Rites that have effects that add ritual-related cards to your hand. Aim to ritual summon powerful ritual monsters such as Cyber Angel Edaton. Tribute Cyber Angel Band 10 for a ritual summon, and you can follow up with further ritual summons that prepare to summon powerful fairy-type monsters. Yeah, I like how the opponent, Konami, made this deck because because it's kind of like they're trying to tell people like, hey, like, you don't need to play Drytrons with the Cyber Angels. Cyber Angels are still playable without them. Like, just because Drytrons make them exceptional doesn't mean you can't try. Maybe you should try playing them without them. But yeah, if I was to make some changes, I definitely put in an extra copy of Eva. Eva's way too good to just be running 2. And maybe just a Foolish Burial as well, because then you can just Foolish Burial the Eva to the grave. I think Foolish Burial is limited. Probably. Anyway, Diviner, they're all being at 3. That's a good choice though. Cyber Angel, that's probably fine. because you can add the ritual spells as well. Cyber Petite Angel. Yeah, that's another. That's basically a few extra copies of. I mean, this adds like different stuff than this, but yeah, it's probably these ratios are probably fine. Bhutan. I'm not sure if you exactly need Bhutan, like making something a tuna, cool, everything. I don't think you need Bhutan. Like, you could probably just take out the Bhutan. If you were going for a more like competitive build, you could probably like take out Bhutan for another copy of Eva. Honestly, Hierarchia is pretty fun though. You get to special summon it by tributing off 3 fairies, and then if you tribute off tributing up to 3 fairies. And if you do tribute 3, you get to draw 2 cards and destroy a card that the opponent controls. So that's pretty cool. So definitely worth trying to get the 3 tributes. But even if you only get 2, that's still fine. You still get to destroy something. And this can be activated during the opponent's main phase as well, which is really cool. Natasha is really great. It's not even a hard once per turn, so if you like go into her once and then go into her again. Actually, the graveyard effect is even a once per turn. So like if you like you can like steal something, bring her out, put it back into the graveyard, and then steal another thing. So like you can do that like multiple times as long as you have like fodder in a graveyard to use it with. That's pretty cool. And then Ben 10, really useful when used as ritual material, because that does count as being tributed. You get to add another light fairy, which is basically all of your deck. So I don't think you have any non-light fairies. And then Dotton, not as useful, but I guess like woo, your monsters gain 1,000 attack and defense. I believe that should go for the one that you just ritual summon too, since this I think it would still gain the attack and defense. So at least you're giving the one you ritual summon, at the very least you're giving that one an extra boost. And also you get to add a ritual spell, which is probably the more of the effects you're caring about the search. And then of course you're still playing Haval because it's still really good. You're not playing both because like without the Drytrons, the ultimateness is kind of hard to go into. But you are playing a level 10, which is your highest ritual. Which is mass destruction. Cool. Like a lot of the times I think perfection is probably good enough anyway. Yeah, and that's what makes Eva so good, because like if you send her with, if you send Eva with perfection, then you also get like to search for 2 more. Dakini. Yeah, you get to force your opponent to get rid of one of their monsters can go against destruction based immunities. That's pretty cool. Izana. Yeah, kind of same thing except for back row. Raigeki, destruction. Yeah, recurring your rituals, so that's nice. So like you should be able to get to ritual summon quite a bit. The course in the sky, you get to add fairies. You're not gonna be able to get the sanctuary ability because you're not playing sanctuary, but even just adding a fairy is still pretty good. Ritual sanctuary helps get you to your ritual stuffs. And then ritual summoning. And I believe these have pretty good graveyard effects as well. Yeah, like protection. Recurring the materials. This one doesn't have a graveyard effect, which is why you're not playing as many copies of this one. But I mean, also they're searchable. Oh, Fallen Sanctuary. So you are playing a card that... Oh, this is used to get to the course in the sky, so you can add something back to your hand. And also it's negation. And then Natis, yeah, it works well with the Diviner for sending and destroying. Though you're probably gonna rather send the Herald, but this is better. Like this is a fine play if you already have your setup and you destroy something. But otherwise, you can send this to as another searcher for your ritual stuff. Executor. Yeah, it's graveyard effect. I don't think its graveyard effect does, man. I don't believe you are playing anything that... Yeah, so don't really need to send that. Yeah, like it's these are like actual synchros you would be going into if you can, because these don't really have graveyard effects. Herald of Pure Light. Yeah, good for recurring resources. Just make sure you have a card in your hand that you don't care about that you can like send back. Yeah, this is recurring, also recursion as well, without maybe a little bit better because you don't have to like put something back into your deck. Herald of Mirage Lights. Yeah, good for searching rituals. You do get to search for both a ritual monster and ritual spell if you need to as well. Oh, it recurs them from the graveyard, which is still pretty good. Protector of the 8, and it's up to, so if you only have one, that's fine. Yeah, and then this is a way to, I guess, like send this to the graveyard, so then you can get... Does this have a graveyard effect? I'm not sure. Maybe not. So I don't know if like you really need to send anything, because I don't think either of them have a graveyard effect. I don't know. And then yeah, like there's also destruction though. And then Celestial. Yeah, like once again you're adding the spells or traps that call for Sanctuary. And then also special summons fairies. It's a way to special summon your stuff. Recur stuff from the graveyard. Oh wait, no, it special summons it from the hand. And you should have plenty of fairies in the graveyard for this. And that produces more monster negation. So that's cool. Labrynth Labyrinth is the next one. This one might actually be pretty good because Labyrinth is already pretty good. So I think like this deck might not actually be too bad. Like maybe they're a little off with the ratios for the field spell at least. Like maybe they should have had like a few more copies of Labrynth Labyrinth, but this might be pretty good already as it is. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Like maybe like they didn't need the storming. Like maybe they should have had like infinite opponents. But I think this might not. This one would probably be an interesting deck to try out. Anyway, the deck description reads: this Labyrinth deck utilizes normal trap cards to ensnare opponents. The shortcut to victory is to use Welcome Labyrinth or another card to get Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle on the field. Then when a normal trap is activated, you will be able to set a different normal trap from your deck, thereby maintaining your resources. With a combination of trap cards synergistic Labyrinth monsters and clever strategy dominate the field and overwhelm your opponent. Yeah, so Absolute King Backjack. I think these are pretty much standard cards. Like, Absolute King Backjack is really good to run with a bunch of traps. And also, it's really useful because, like, whatever normal trap you do set, you then can just activate at that turn by discarding the clue clock. So that's kind of a nice combo right there. And then a lot of these other, like, furniture style cards, like, can, like, discard themselves to get out a labyrinth spell or trap straight from the deck. Usually you're just sending them from the deck. Barely ever gonna be from the hand. And also they do have a few other effects, like, I think while they're in the graveyard, you get to, like, recur them when you activate a certain type of trap. So that's why you're playing more traps to send opponents' monsters to the graveyard. Still, I feel like maybe, like, they could have, like, done, like, a few infinite permanents to maybe make it a little bit better. Maybe that's what you could do. And then this one, this is another reason why you want to run a lot of normal traps, because then you can, like, send them, like, the ones that you don't need as much, you can send them in order to special summon these guys, or girls rather. And then you get, like, a few pretty cool effects. You get to special summon fiends, set spell or traps, and then it's pretty much the same thing there. But yeah, like, I think the, oh wait, this one has oh, you get to special summon a level 4 lower fiend by sending one, and then this one has you adding a labyrinth card, so that's pretty cool. And then Lovely Labyrinth, now your opponent can't respond to your normal traps, so that's nice. And then also resetting normal traps to be able to use them again. And then I think this is a new one. Yeah, this is a Lady Labyrinth. This is the one that just came out in the newest selection pack. This one allows, yeah, like, it has a way to special summon herself. And also you get to set traps from your deck. So playing 3 of those. Labrynth Labyrinth allows you to basically have additional upside when you activate Welcome Labyrinth. I don't know if the same goes for Big Welcome Labyrinth, so I think it might only apply to the original. You get to destroy a card on the field, which is nice because then, like, you can, like, that will also help trigger a few of your cards that, like, care about when, like, you activating a trap that includes an effect that sends something to the graveyard of your opponents, like, which you do have a few cards like that. So it also, like, so even a Welcome Labyrinth can now help trigger that while this card is on the field. Or if you just activate a non-Labyrinth one, you get to special summon a fiend from your hand or graveyard, which you do have a few. Compulsory is actually a pretty good one because, like, it's one they can it's a normal trap they can activate at pretty much any time to disrupt your opponent while also triggering a few of your labyrinth stuff. The ones that care about when a monster leaves the field. Storming Mirror Force a little bit harder, but also, like, helps trigger the kind of like a harder to activate compulsory. Welcome Labyrinth. This one's a good one. Like, it's good that you're having 3 of each of these. This is, like, another way to just summon the level 8s. And so now you can summon the level 8s. And also you can get to, like, reset this in a pretty easy way. So that's pretty cool. And oh yeah, and this, Oh yeah, you don't even need to have the destroy option on the bigger one, the big welcome labyrinth, because this already has an option that allows you to trigger the when something is sent to the hand, like leaves the field. This already has like that self effect. And I mean, you do need to control I mean, you could just target your fiend. I think if you target your own fiend, yeah, no. If you target your own fiend, you'll still be able to trigger that stuff, because it doesn't matter if it's something of your opponent's. Though it kind of is cool to be something of your opponent's. Just need to control the higher one, but at least it's not dead if you don't have the level 8 or higher. And then Ghastly Glitch, yeah, Miller Fiend plus Destroyer Call in the Field, so yeah, that's pretty nice. And then this is another one that can only trigger when a monster declares an attack, but at least this time it can trigger when one of your monsters declares an attack. And then you get to like destroy a call in the field. So I mean, it's making it so that like your attack is negated if you use it on your own. But I mean the upsides are generally worth it. So if you activate on your own attack, that's totally fine. Because it's not like it destroys the monster that did attack. Cerberus, yeah, this is just more like destruction. Unchain is pretty cool because like, oh yeah, because that like the quick effects, so that's pretty cool. You get to like link summon using the opponent's monsters, so you can go into. Can you go into any monster? Oh, Dark Link monsters. So yeah, you could go into Unicorn if you wanted to, but it's probably better generally to go into this one, because then you can just like link summon with another one of your opponent's monsters to go into Abomination, and then Abomination is really good. Like now you get to like start destroying cards. Is destroyed by card effect. If a call in the field is destroyed by card effect, is there a way to tribute that? Oh yeah, you can tribute that because you have quite a few cards that do that. So yeah, you'll probably be getting quite a bit of extra destructions with this card as well. At least that's the goal. Yeah, and then here's the last one. It's called Bladed Creatures of Nightmare. And then the deck description reads, a deck that fuses fairy type and fiend type monsters. I like that how they use fuses, because like it's a fusion deck. This deck contains, but also like it kind of calls the fact that it's a mix of fairy and fiend, so that's pretty cool. This deck contains many cards with effects that replace cards in your hand, such as Toy Vendor and Fluffal Wings. So make use of these effects to prepare for your fusion summons. When cards are ready on the field and in the graveyard, fusion summon a Frightfur monster with Frightfur fusion to decide the duel at once. So in case the description didn't give away, this is a Fluffal Agent Frightfur deck. Pretty cool, like usually pretty good. Yeah, like you can gain quite a bit of advantage, especially given the fact that a few of these don't even have once per turn effects. So if you can like utilize them more than once, like it's pretty good. Like Toy Vendor, really good. This isn't even a hard once per turn. Well, I mean mainly if you're like getting this into a graveyard, it's really good because like you can like send multiples of these and you just get to add more than one thing, because like the graveyard effect isn't once per turn. So if you want to make this deck a little bit better, I think Foolish Burial Goods is a good way to go, since this can like, since that card can send this card straight from the deck to the graveyard and still proc its graveyard effect. And then Frightfur Factory, a way to fusion summon. Yeah, so you have other ways of fusion summoning Besides the polymerization, you also have the Frightfur fusion. Patchwork is so annoying because you just get to add 2 cards. It's crazy. I think it's pretty crazy, and that's why also why you're running polymerization, because it can I mean, it can technically add the other card that treats itself as polymerization while in the deck as well, but like generally the regular polymerization is the way to go. Fortunately, it has to be just polymerization name, so you can't add super polymerization with this card. That might make it broken though, so probably for the best. And then Reborn can special summon Frightfurs from the graveyard, although maybe you could have just like done Monster Reborn instead. You do get to like return banished Fluffals or Frightfurs to the graveyard though. But still, like, Monster Reborn would have been able to special summon more stuff. So I don't know if, like, this is better than, like, the Monster Reborn or not. Stained Glass of Lion Dark is kind of interesting. Generally, this would be... This was kind of, like, more support towards the... mirror monsters, that mirror archetype. But, like, it's still good here because, like, you're playing with a lot of fairies and fiends. So that's pretty good. Like, both of them, like, are fairly useful effects. You can make your opponent discard 2 cards, or you get to draw a bunch of cards. And then this is a way to have an extra copy of Toy Vendor. Cool. It's also destruction. Fluffal Wings, it's more draws, pretty cool. Also, it's a way to be able to send a Toy Vendor on the field to the graveyard to proc that graveyard effect. Because once you use it, you probably can just send to the graveyard. And then Fluffal Cat can like recur your polymerization to allow for another fusion after that. Fluffal Octopus can recur your Edgeimps or Fluffals from the graveyard, which is good because your main way of fusing is gonna be by using cards from your hand. Although you do have Frightfur fusion that allows you to use stuff from your graveyard, so you will actually be banishing, so maybe the Reborn is actually a good thing. Edgeimp Sabers, when sent to the graveyard in any ways, including by fusion summoning, with the polymerization, you get to re-special summon it, so that's pretty nice. Fluffal Bear allows you to get the Toy Vendor directly from the deck. This is one of the newer cards. It allows you to even fusion summon during the opponent's turn, so that's pretty cool. Fluffal Dog can search for Edgeimp or Fluffal, whatever you need, of the monsters at least. Edgeimp Chain, you can potentially get multiple Edgeimp Chains, but usually you're just using it for the graveyard effect. Like, you're probably not like really, although I guess if you can get in for an attack to get an extra copy of Edgeimp Chain, that's still could be pretty good. And then you get to add a Frightfur card when it's sent, when you basically use it as fusion or sent to graveyard in other ways. Fluffal Penguin allows you to special summon a Fluffal, which is good for proccing some of the other effects that can like activate themselves on any kind of summon. Fluffal Dolphin, this allows you to recur Toy Vendors from the graveyard, so that's pretty cool, and also mill Fluffals or Edgeimps, so that's another way to trigger the graveyard effects. Hoppies, Mass Destruction, Polymerization, Frightfur Fusion, Patchwork. I kind of already went over these. Frightfur Draw, I kind of already went over all these. It's also a little bit of draw as well, so that's pretty cool. And then here's the fusions. Sheep. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pull off a lot of OTKs with this deck, but I mean, they can still be pretty good at like kind of controlling the board a little bit. Like, and then like some of these can resummon themselves when they're destroyed, so they might be a little bit hard to get rid of. Yeah, and then this can just multi-attack. Tiger can destroy stuff on the opponent's field. Maybe if you can go in for a game with that effect. But it's just good for destroying stuff. Like, destroying stuff is useful, even if you're not going for a game with an OTK. Yeah, and then you get to special summon monsters from your opponent's graveyard whenever it destroys stuff, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of got like a kind of a vampire style effect. Frightfur Sabertooth allows you to recur some of your other fusions after maybe they've like gone to the graveyard, or maybe like if you used one of them for like the fusion summon this, now it can bring it back. Kraken send something to the graveyard, so that's pretty cool. Bypasses destruction immunities, also pretty nice. Also direct attacker. Yeah, I mean, like, and like it changes itself to defense position, which is actually a good thing since it has 3000 defense. Frightfur Daredevil, a little bit of burn, which can like maybe help you out a little bit. A little bit more burn when it's destroyed also. And maybe like if they have like few enough life points, maybe like that will make it so they don't really want to get rid of it. To like and like get like that little bit of burn. And then this one destroys cards on both players' fields. I mean, even if this is the only card on the field, you still can just destroy itself. And also, if you have a way to protect it from destruction, like you could like attempt to destroy your own Cruel Will and then just like protect it with, because you do have this which would protect it from its own destruction. So Dangerous Frightfur Nightmare is one of the other ones that is a little bit hard to bring out, but also has a pretty good effect. Oh wait, no, this is like, oh, this is the one that you kind of have to, that's a little bit hard to bring out, but it has some pretty good effects to back it up. This one, you basically get to mill more Frightfurs, Fluffals, and or Air Gems. This can help set up your graveyard for like a Frightfur fusion into Chimera play, so that's pretty cool. And then Phoenix, Destruction, and then Muckraker. Since you do run a few fiends, this can also help bring back your Frightfurs since they're all fiends. So yeah, and then that's pretty much your deck. Yeah. Okay. So those are the 3 decks. Thank you everyone who did stay for the 3 deck overviews, or maybe stayed for like the rulings for the event, or like going over the rewards. I will also try to get that that verse up before the end of the week. In the description, as well as the verse discussion in the pinned comment, and I'll also hopefully by the end of the week, I mean like at the same time I upload the verse, I'll just like be uploading the whatever else needs to go in the description, like the thank yous, like a little bit maybe more detailed. Anyway, I guess I could, maybe I can quickly go through one pack opening. I don't know though. Yeah, maybe I'll just do the pack opening, because I want to make sure that like this doesn't go over time. So I think I'm just gonna end it there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Once again, please ring that notification bell for whatever kind of content you want to be able to view.